Okay, so let's talk about the exterior. This is an upgraded driveway. This costs thousands of dollars more, $3,000 more than a driveway that is not doesn't have these exposed stones. So they've upgraded the rocks and they've polished them back. So yeah, that's great. Brick right around. That's a good upgrade. These are nice roof tiles. They're flatter. They're more modern. They cost a lot, $1,000 more, which is good. Um, it's the house has a nice street presence. It's got a raised block, so I'm on ground level here, and the block before the house even starts, it's higher. Now, generally, that costs a little bit more as well when you're buying blocks than land that's flat. It's better for flooding and for management of water. The water just comes down the street. If this street ever floods, you're not in danger of that washing into the house. Little things like that. That's why you pay that extra for the raised block you buy from the developer. Um, I wish it had bigger windows at the front. Like these are like look at that. See, that just makes it look a lot nicer, yeah. The big windows, and this kind of lacks that on the windows. Um, but apart from that, it's good. Bit of a render feature. That's a little upgrade, which is good. And they've got a landscape garden. The street itself, it's in a really nice street. I like Williams Landing. My only criticism about Williams Landing is that I feel like it's very unfinished. You've got big, bald pieces of land that where they've promised things to come, like a bigger town centre, all that kind of stuff. I saw the original layout of Williams Landing when it was a picture, and I thought this is going to be an amazing area, and it still will be, but it's not there yet. The one awesome thing is they've got a new train station. It's been here for about 10 years. That is a massive benefit and a selling point. Access to highways, which is really good, and a little hub there of apartments and office spaces, which is once again really good. Housing quality in this area is really good. Look, you've got a good combination of big houses, some little houses, so it's really nice. Like this is a monster house. That's a big house, So you've really got houses when they sell, they're pushing up the value of your house. If you've got a $1 million house next door, it's going to make your house kind of always look that little bit better when it comes to resale and getting a higher market value. If you had a whole bunch of cheap houses, small listings next door, it can affect your property and make it a little bit crapper in that regards, a little bit less. Let's see, what have we got? So everyone's house around here is well maintained. Gardens are good because real estate is super expensive around here, isn't it? So people look after their stuff, and this area definitely fits that category. So overall, I do like this house. It's got a lot of upgrades. The finish is pretty standard, pretty entry level, but there is some good upgrades. One other thing I didn't mention that I think is worthy of mentioning is they've got a good upgrade on the roof. They've got the eaves above the windows. There's that plaster there where the gutter comes out. That gives it a bigger roof and it gives it a higher energy rating. So in summer, it does manage heat better. I'm trying to see if there's any houses around here that don't have that. Like, see that house there, that single story? That doesn't have an eave on the side of the house. It's got one as a feature at the front, but you can see there, it's just flat up against the brick wall. Now, two bad things about that is when that gutter ever gets blocked from these trees, and it rains heavily, the water has somewhere to go. It comes out the eave, it goes onto the roof. You don't want that to happen, but it does happen a lot. When it doesn't have an eave, it just washes back into the house, creates a flood on the ceiling. So that's something you have to consider. They've paid a lot more money, so they're the benefits: anti-flooding and a better pitched roof, higher, bigger roof, heat management. But apart from that, I think I've said everything. Good house, good location, good area. Still some good things coming into this suburb. So it's a bit unfinished, but overall, pretty good house. Okay, so we're in Newport Street. I think it's a street. So this is my interior commentary. Good to see the property has air conditioning. I think that's an air conditioning vent. Oh, you need to confirm that. A couple of marks on the ceiling. Let me just see. I think there could be a flat roof up here. No, there isn't. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Just trying to work out what these marks are. Normally that could be a little water stain, but it looks like actually somebody's done it from the outside rather than inside the roof. So that's okay. So disregard that. Living room. So good sized room. Carpets are in good condition. They're like a thinner carpet. It's a low grade carpet, so it's not very expensive or high quality. And then we've got floating floors. Now, they haven't been laid the best from the perspective of a really good kind of finish is when they don't have this quadding board here, when they lift out the skirting board and they put the wood under the skirting board and they put the skirting boards on top. So there's no need for this. So this is a bit of a shortcut and it really creates a bit of an average looking finish. And then you've got little gaps here like that, just a bit of a poor cut from the tradesman. And you've got a couple gaps, a bit of movement here. That could be even a little bit of water damage. As soon as this type of flooring is a plastic floor, so as soon as water gets into it, that could be as simple as someone spilling something, right? The floorboards can lift up and damage. So the finish of this interior, it's pretty kind of entry level. This skirting board is the architrave. If you get my words right. The plaster cornice is a very entry level one. It's as entry level as it comes. It's a very stock finish, but it's, when it's new, neat and clean, it's fine. It's just when you kind of are brushing up a house and adding a lot of extras to it, that's probably one of the first things you do to make it bigger. A positive is you've got high ceilings here. So normal ceilings or low ceilings are 2.6 meters, 2.55. That's a kind of lower ceiling. This is a 2.75. So you can naturally feel it when you walk into the house. You feel a bit more relaxed. You feel a little bit more spacey because there is more space. It's higher. This is good. They've used this wisely. Storage. Some spare floorboards there. So with an alarm. Now the garage, on one side is a little bit bigger. On the other, it's a bit tight. You can tell by how many bricks you can fit on the side here. This is half a brick. It's very tight. So the garage is width-wise on the narrower side. So fitting 2 cars in here can be a bit of a challenge. We've got a manhole there as well. And another hole there for something, which they've started. This is a return air vent for your ducted heating. Yeah, so I dare say that isn't air conditioning. It's ducted heating. My apologies. So look, this is another living room. So we've got one there, one here. It's very unique. So I wouldn't class this as bedrooms because there's no built-in robes. You need built-in robes to say it's a bedroom. But you can convert this into a bedroom. There is enough space and enough size. Yeah. But great size room. Same fixtures and finish. I didn't mention the skirting boards. These skirting boards are pretty entry level as well. They're a very plain kind of skirting board. They're slightly thicker than the entry level, but yeah, that's where it's at. It's just a kind of a standard one. Meals, kitchen, living area, pretty big space, all combined into one. I dare say that on the original floor plan when they bought this from the builder, this would be considered like a formal dining room. Then you'd have your formal lounge, and then you've got the meals and living in the back. So from that perspective, it's a pretty cool floor plan. It's got like a lot of space for living, entertaining, and formal kind of areas, and also areas for everyday living as well. Split system aircon. So this is the air conditioning. This unit is tiny. It's a bit of a home brand. I've never heard of this brand. So it's too small for how large of a space it's cooling. So they probably just want it just to do this area. It's not doing those areas as well. So if you come into ownership of this property, there's a high chance that your tenants are going to be asking for an upgraded aircon unit or more aircon units. The floors have kind of split up a little bit here, consistently going towards the wall, okay? So this is where it's worst, and it kind of loosens up. You can see that gap there, and it kind of stops as it comes all the way up. So the gaps get smaller and the gaps disappear here. I can almost guarantee there's been some sort of water spill here, water damage, and it's caused the floors to separate a little bit. So let's talk about the kitchen. So stone bench top, that's nice. An upgraded stone bench top is when it's twice the thickness. They add a little extra thickness here to make it look like it's twice the thickness. So this is like a very, once again, entry level stone. There's 3 levels of quality that you pay for, or 3 levels of finish that you have on your kitchen. Doors, you have a Laminex, a vinyl wrap, which is the medium, and the third is a timber door, which you paint. And you can get fancy paints like 2-pack paint. Now, this is your entry level kind of finish. This can peel under heat and under pressure. So above stoves, it can peel. This hasn't, which is good. Around the dishwasher, around the oven. So that can be, it can happen, but it hasn't happened here, which is good. This is a good sized kitchen. You've got a good island. It's offset a little bit to the right by the looks of it. So it's a long island, but it does finish here. So it is balanced. It's a good fridge space. The oven is Technica. It's like a builder's brand. A lot of builders use it because it's well priced. Reasonable condition. It's a pretty heavy door, actually. Hasn't been used that much by the looks of it. Yeah. Okay. And you've got a pretty good storage area. So this house already is lacking a lot of extras from the perspective of little upgrades that make it a little bit nicer. So, for example, there's no doors or anything. It's an open plan. There's no doors here. There's no architraves around this. Now, this is a pretty messy room. Normally, you've got pots, pans, herbs, spices. There are all sorts of stuff in here, right? So, everyone has a door here in every property. So this is where they've cut a corner and chose not to kind of spend that extra money, which I think they should have. And this is probably why the house is taking longer to sell. They're asking premium and they're lacking a few things. Just looking at the ceilings here. You've repainted this ceiling here. I'm just trying to work out if there's something wrong. No. Okay. Disregard. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, they've cut corners a little bit. Window coverings, they're pretty standard kind of window coverings. Just the roll down ones. No. For a smaller block of land, this is a nice backyard. It's a good size. Now, they've spent a bit of extra money on doing bricks. Normally, bricks go up halfway, and then they use some sort of board and render it on top. You can see how the front of that house has got that timber on the top level, bricks on the bottom. That's typically what they do because this costs a lot more to kind of finish. As a result, this is a better quality house from the perspective of insulation. I think bricks are the best. They're the strongest. They're the coolest in summer. There is no footpath here, which is terrible. You need a footpath here. And the reason for that is because when it rains, this ground can soften up and the weight of this wall can actually sink and crack. So that's something I will do immediately. Fence heights are fantastic. These are great. These are higher than normal. This is a pretty big step. So yeah, it needs concrete. Otherwise, it's too much of a step here. I don't even know how they got their building approved based on how high that step is. This is uneven ground. So the water can potentially go down into the property. And like I said, soften up the actual ground. This is a really nice high pergola. It's a nice backyard. It's just, it's overgrown. But it just needs a bit of work. You need to put that footpath right around and drain it. 2 split systems, one's for upstairs, one's for downstairs. No path as well. We've got a solar hot water unit. These aren't the best, these things. I had one, lasted 8 years. 7 years is the warranty, and then when it broke, I just replaced it and got just a single unit like that. That's just a straight hot water unit. This looks pretty old. It's not in excellent condition. It's probably about that, 7-8 year mark, I would imagine. Yeah, really nice to see. Looking for gaps here. If there's gaps in the windows that you can stick your finger in, we're in trouble. If you can put a credit card in there, that's how it should be. That's how it should be installed. So I've been checking that as we're going along and it looks good. So there's been minimal movement. There's a bit of a gap in this one, actually. Look at that. So I'm sticking my finger in there. Not on this side. Right. So this is where that leak was on the floors. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that can give us an indication of what could have happened, but it's a solid brick wall all the way up. So yeah, this is good to see. Brick walls. This is where brick walls generally crack, where the two walls have the most weight. The pressure is on the floor here, and generally this is where it goes. And this is still looking pretty good. So they've done a really nice pergola. It's got the roof tiles on it, so it matches the house. Really good setup. It's nice and high. Yep. Yeah. Full exterior. I like it. There is enough windows in this house, which is good. Could have done bigger ones here, but anyway. Almost done, mate. Sorry to hold you. I'm just taking the shoes off. Okay. Okay, another living area here. I'm trying to think if the ceiling heights drop. They look pretty good as well. They look high. So, okay, no aircon in this room. This would be a hot box up here in summer. Let's be honest. You need aircon in here for sure. Like right now, it's about 21 degrees outside, and I swear it is hotter in here than it is outside. Great size living room. This is a proper size living room. It's well done. Yeah, the ceiling heights are high up here. This is normally a big shortcut that everybody takes, is to lower the ceiling heights. Now, I open and close the doors to look for resistance. See that? I reckon this place has been painted quite recently. And that's why this door's sticking. Is it rubbing? So yeah, if it rubs, it's normally a sign of property movement. Yeah. Right. Which is natural. It happens in all properties. Properties do move. Good sized room. Built-in robes. Smaller robes. I would have liked to see sliding door robes. They're the best. But at least it has robes. This one have robes? Yes, it does right there. Yep. Okay, same story in this one. Still here. For nothing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like this is a very cheap bathroom, a cheap finish. Normally a premium bathroom has tiles, floor to ceiling. This doesn't. The fixtures, tap fittings, they're all average. Like pressure's good. Normal size shower. I think it's about a 650 millimeter shower. No sign of mold. Yeah, these doors have definitely just been painted, all of them. Because they're all sticky, which is good. That's nice. Nice to see the paint. So here's the split system that we saw from downstairs. This is a great size room, jeepers. It's overly big. And this is a good thing about houses in this era. They've got large floor plans, whereas kind of when you get in city properties there, they're very tight on space. So this one's excellent. And you've got the big open bathroom as well, which is great. Larger shower. This is a 900 mil length shower, which is good. And it's got a tiled basin. I like tiled basins. They look good. Double basin as well. We've got a walk-in robe, good sized walk-in robe. See alarm up there. Pretty kind of stock finish. So they've got a few upgrades the ceiling heights and the brick walls outside and the flat roof tiles. But everything else in here is pretty stock standard. It needs an air conditioning upgrade. But everything else is good. I mean, from a perspective of owning a house a sizable home that you can live in. If you don't care about like, you know, a cornice on how it looks, for example, the finish of it, it's fine. I think it's definitely doable. A couple of small things. There's a bit of damage on the floors here and there, like the water damage in the living room and this area here. And here as well, there's been something that's happened, that's caused water to kind of make everything move a little bit. But apart from that, that's it. Okay, I'm going to get out of here because this agent wants to go. I'll do a front of house video now. Okay, thank you for that, sir. I'll be in touch very soon.
I just needed to check in.